Okay students, now in last class what we discussed about the double displacement reaction. I'll repeat it again. The double displacement reaction is the reaction in which basically there is exchange of ions between the reactants. रिएक्टेंट्स के बीच में जो आयंस एक्सचेंज होते हैं उस टाइप की रिएक्शन को हम क्या बोलते हैं? डबल डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, I'll take one example. We have already discussed this example, like PbNO3 whole twice, which is known as lead nitrate and potassium iodide. On reacting with each other, what they will form? They will form PbI2 plus KNO3. So we can see here that Pb is exchanged with iodine and potassium has formed compound with NO3. So in this basically what we have seen that ions are exchanged. So this type of reaction, if we will write it in a mathematical form, I can write it like this: AB plus CD will give AD plus BC. So this type of reaction is known as double displacement reaction. But again, we have to understand with the help of an activity. So what will be the activity? Activity will be, let us say we have taken barium chloride and sodium sulfate. In one test tube we will take barium chloride and the other test tube we will take sodium sulfate. And on reacting these two, what will be formed? It will form BaSO4, that is barium sulfate, and NaCl, that is sodium chloride. So basically BaSO4 will be a white precipitate, and because in this reaction barium has been exchanged with sulfate and sodium has been exchanged with chlorine, so this type of reaction will be double displacement reaction. Also this reaction is known as precipitation reaction. I will tell you about the precipitation reaction. Basically, what is precipitation reaction? The reaction in which an insoluble substance called precipitate is formed is known as precipitation reaction. So mostly we will find that the double displacement reactions will be precipitation, not all the time, but maximum cases it will be precipitation, will be a double displacement reaction. Now we will discuss about the next reaction will be basically the next topic is, so we are done with all the types of double displacement reactions. Now the next topic is we will be having corrosion. So what is corrosion? You all are familiar with this phenomena. Corrosion is basically eating up of metal by the action of air, moisture or acid on their surface. Corrosion is eating up of metal. Like metal will totally degrade. How it will degrade? With the action of air, moisture or acid on their surface. For example, it is a very basic phenomena we have seen in our we see this in our daily lives also. Rusting of iron. Make sure you are aware that rusting and corrosion are not the same phenomena, they are different. Basically corrosion is a general word and rusting is a special word for the corrosion of iron. So in case of rusting of iron on exposure to air, that is oxygen, and moisture, that is water, will give Fe2O3.XH2O, which is basically ferric oxide, also known as hydrated ferric oxide, due to the presence of water, and it is of brown color, which is known as rust. So that's why it is known as rusting of iron. So In this reaction, we have seen both air and water will react with iron to form hydrated ferric oxide, which is basically brown rust. So this particular phenomena is known as rusting, or you can say corrosion. There are many examples. For example, there is one more substance, copper. On corrosion of copper, copper reacts with atmospheric oxygen, water as well as carbon dioxide to form basic copper carbonate. Basic means this copper hydroxide, so it will be a basic layer of copper carbonate and it is of green color. So copper reacts with the atmospheric oxygen, water as well as with carbon dioxide to form a green layer, which is known as basic copper carbonate, that is copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. And I will tell you one more example, that is corrosion of silver. Corrosion of silver, silver that is Ag reacts with the atmospheric H2S, that is sulfur hydrogen sulfide. So it will react with hydrogen sulfide to form silver sulfide, which is basically of black color, and along with that hydrogen gas will be released. So you must remember the following reactions with their color, and like iron will corrode to form brown color substance, copper will corrode to form green substance, and in case of silver it will be a black colored substance. So now, after we have completed this topic corrosion, I will tell you how corrosion can be prevented, like what are the basic phenomena of preventing corrosion.